So welcome to the live. We are waiting for the others to join. We are waiting for the others to join the live so that we may proceed. And immediately you join, you can subscribe to the channel because I know most of you are yet to subscribe. So you join the meeting, you can subscribe to the channel as we wait for the others to join. As we wait for the others to join. We are waiting for the others to join. We are waiting for the others to join. Once you join, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are only giving them 10 minutes so that we may start together. Once you join the live, make sure you persistently stay here because I won't allow you to get back when you leave. So make sure that you have purchased enough data to keep you tuned till the end of the session. Also prepare your questions. I know you have a lot of questions. Prepare your questions so that when the question time comes, you will be able to type and ask. We answer together. Someone can confirm in the comment section whether you are hearing me clearly. Someone can confirm if you can hear me well. Just text in the comment section so that I can Yeah, thank you. Thank you for those confirmations. I think we can start the meeting, and I hope we are going to meet all the objectives of the session. We are to discuss about career guidance. We are to discuss about filling the details in your portal. We are to discuss about choosing the best colleges and universities or other institutions. We are to discuss about cluster points comparison and how to see whether you can qualify for a certain course in a certain university or not. We're also supposed to tackle or to see the difference between the self-sponsorship and government sponsorship. And I hope in the next 1 hour and 40 minutes, you are going to tackle all that. So once you join the live, make sure that you keep tuned to avoid repetitions, because you find some students leave the live, come back later and ask the same questions that you already discussed. So just make sure you are consistent enough so that we make sure that we don't repeat ourselves. I would like to welcome you all to this live, and I hope as we talk, every one of you knows how to log in to KUSSIP's portal. And if you don't know how to log in, kindly you can comment in the chat box or my chat place so that I know how am I going to help you. So I hope everyone knows how to log in into KUSSIP's portal, and I hope we are all familiar with this interface in the screen, this portal KUSSIP's interface that is in the screen. And I would like to start by showing you how you're supposed to fill in your details, because when I was doing some applications for diploma students, I realized that most of them had not even logged into their portal. Hawakuwa wameweka their details, and I would like to show you how you're supposed to fill in your details. So you are supposed to use the settings part. Click the setting part. You can either use the setting part, or this is the settings part. You can as well click the Kenyan flag in this far left, top left. When you click it, it will give you the account settings and option to log out. You will click the account settings, or rather, you can just click at the settings part. Once you click the settings part, let me go back to the home page. When you click the settings part, it will bring you to this tab where you're supposed to fill in your details. You're supposed to fill in your email address. If you do not have your email address, kindly create one because it is essential. Your guardian's email address. For my case, I've just guessed a random email. It's not a valid email. Your email should be working and valid. For the guardian or parent's email, it should also be working. If they do not have the email, you can still leave the part blank. Your phone number, you're supposed to put a phone number which is going to be working. Once you update your phone number, because you realize when students were making applications, walikuwa na phone number which was not registered with their national ID. When they acquire their national ID, they go register another new number and they forget to come and change the same details in this settings part. So once you update your phone number, make sure that you come here and update your new phone number, because this phone number is going to be used for communication purposes. Once you are placed, this is the communication media. This is where you're going to receive a message that you've received your placement or you've not received your placement. So the phone number which you fed into this portion should be active and working. So for my case, I may just guess a random number like 07111111. I'm just guessing a number so that I may show you how you're supposed to do it. For the guardian phone number, unaweka namba ya mzazi, your national ID. If you do not have, you leave blank, but then to the guardian or parent national ID, it must be there. So, and county, and also your constituency. For example, I may guess the 2 for the purpose of showing you. So make sure your phone number is correct and your guardian phone number is correct. The most important part, it's your email address. and your phone number. If you do not have national ID, you can leave it blank. But to the parents' details, you must put your parents' guardian ID, parents or guardian national ID. You can as well leave the guardian or parents' email blank if they do not have. Then you submit your details. I think this portion is lacking a certain digit. After that, you submit your after that you submit your details. After that, you submit your details. Once you submit your details, you will see this green part showing contact details updated. Use the above menu to navigate the portal. Now, some of you, after seeing this part, huwa wanashangaa mbona hizi parts zimeachwa ziko blank. Once you just see this green part, everything is okay. You just go back to the portal. For me, I'll go back to the dashboard settings. So that is simply how you're supposed to, now wenye wataingia live late watakuja kuniuliza the process of filling the details, and I've shown. So once you are in this live, just maintain consistent so that you don't go and come back to ask the same question. So I want us to go to the next. Allow me to notify the students in the group. Allow me to notify the students in the group so that we may proceed together. From there, I'm going to talk about the institutions choosing and factors you're supposed to consider when choosing a certain institution, because it's a serious issue that some students guess the institutions, not knowing that these are very crucial choice. It's a very crucial process that you're supposed to take it seriously. I'm trying to notify the students in the group so that we may not leave anyone behind. So we may proceed. We have the issue of choosing the universities, and this is a very crucial thing because students make mistakes when it comes to making choice of university. And the moment you make a mistake, for example, students who are going to take education, some universities do not offer combinations that you want. Unaweza kuwa unataka a certain combination, for example, biology, agriculture. then you decide to go to a certain university, and you come to realize that that university does not offer that subject combinations. So it is very important when you are submitting your application to make sure that the institution that you are placing ama you are putting in your application as the kind of qualifications ama the requirements that you want. For instance, last year I had a student who decided to take biology and agriculture as teaching subjects and chose Kenyatta University. And then afterwards decided when the student went to the university, he realized that that combination is not taken in that university. She had to transfer to Egerton University and go to start afresh because of the mistake that she did. So once you start doing your application, just make sure that you know whatever you are doing. If you don't know what you are doing, kindly consult from people who know. Because once you make a single mistake, it will just mess you up. Choosing university, most students crave to go to these big universities. Every student is planning, is dreaming to go to University of Nairobi. Every student is dreaming to go to Kenyatta University. Every student is dreaming to go to Jomo Kenyatta University, Maseno University, Egerton, and these big universities. But I would like to make these compliment. I would like to make these important information that so long as a university is accredited one, it is recognized by the government of Kenya. It is accredited university. Then you do not have to keep on loitering, finding the big universities. Take for instance, mwanafunzi amepata a grade of A-. A strong A- can take medicine in a small university. A student with 80 points can do medicine and surgery in Seku, Kisii University, and Uzima University. Those are small universities. But you realize a student akona A- ya 80 points, and then anaanza kuchoose universities kubwa kama University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, zenye ziko na cluster points ziko juu sana, zenye hawezi fika. Anakuja anakosa placement, anaenda up into second revision. Second revision is always very tough because these big courses are not there, and if they are there, zimebaki kwa private university. I'm going to explain the difference between public, private universities, self-sponsorship, and government sponsorship. So you realize that such students wanakuja kubaki wakichagua small courses. I want to say it's better you go to a small university to do a big course than going to a big university to do a small course. It's better you go to the Tharaka University to do nursing than you going to Kenyatta University to do Bachelor of Arts. I'm not trying to say that Bachelor of Arts is a bad course. I'm trying to compare a student with a A- of 80 points and then decides to go to do Bachelor of Education in Kenyatta University simply because you want to go to Kenyatta University, rather than choosing a small university which meets the cluster points like Uzima University, like Seku University, to pursue that beautiful course. So when you choose in university, consider the course more than the institution. My diploma students choose the best colleges who hazibagui because they don't check at the cluster points. It's just a matter of the subject requirements, and then you are done. and the minimum grade. So they don't look at the cluster points. So I urge my diploma students, look at the best colleges. We have Kina Thika Technical, we have Kiambu Technical, we have Kabete, we have Nairobi, we have the Kenya Coast Polytechnic, we have some best colleges. I think the list I've provided us in the channels that we do have. So we have those best colleges. Choose the best colleges. Again, I know some students may have some medical issues, and they may consider going to universities that are within their areas. It's also advisable because hiyo nayo ni ugonjwa. If you have some health issues, just choose a university yenye iko karibu na kwenu for the safety purposes. But if you do not have health issues ama health complications, kindly check more on the course, not the institution. Usikimbililie kuenda kufanya course kidogo kwa university kubwa. There is no beauty in there is no beauty you being in those big universities. No beauty. Actually, I passed through University of Nairobi, and there is nothing beautiful in that university that can make you crave and cry to go to that university. Actually, the life in University of Nairobi, that is another point to consider when trying to check at the university, to check the university that you want to enroll. The lifestyle is very important. If you know that you come from a humble background, kindly check and consult first the lifestyle of those campuses. University of Nairobi, life huko ni very tough, na kama huna pesa, you may find it difficult to survive because ile hoteli iko karibu na wewe inauza chapati 20 bob. It's better uende na huko Kabarak University ama Karatina University, ukauziwe chapati na 10 bob, ukauziwe ugali na 30 bob, rather than you rushing to go to those university around Nairobi that offers a meal of 100 ama something of that sort, a single meal. So consider also your family background in terms of finance when choosing the university that you will enroll. Those are factors to consider when choosing a university. Again, I've said consider only accredited universities in Kenya, and I will provide a list in the channels that we do have so that you can check the accredited universities in Kenya. Do not go to do your degree in a university which is not accredited, because itakusumbua when it comes to job market. That is concerning the universities. From there, I want to talk about the self-sponsorship and the government sponsorship. Once I go through a certain phenomena, a certain objective, and then you realize you have a question, just type it in the chat part. I'll read it and I'll answer it. I'll read it and I'll answer it. So if you have any question for the purpose of let me try to check whether there is a question. So far, no question. So once now you come into conclusion, because again, when you are choosing institution, of course, you love to check at the cluster points. And I've said in the last 40 minutes, I will deeply check on the cluster point issue, the comparison between universities and the cluster points, and how you are supposed to know whether you qualify in a certain institution or not. So tutaangalia mambo na cluster points. I know it's a burning question. I know it's something that students would like to know, and we're going to check at that towards the end of the meeting. So make sure that you are on 24/7 so as yes, and whenever ninaacha kusikika, you just make me know the comment section. So institutions are too many, and I will provide the list. I want to differentiate between self-sponsorship and government sponsorship. I want to differentiate between self-sponsorship and government sponsorship. When we talk about self-sponsorship, it means that you are going to sponsor yourself. Government is not going to support you. Government is not going to support you in any way, whether scholarship or help. For instance, a student does not meet the cluster points of Kenyatta University for the nursing. Therefore, the student decides to go to take the course in a parallel way. Ama anaamua kwenda kujifanyia application parallel, not through KUSSIPS. That student will not qualify to be a government sponsored. He or she will be a self-sponsored student. And if the fee, I want us to take, for instance, the fee for Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. For example, I'm just approximating it. It may be 550,000 per academic year. So if you decide to be a self-sponsored student, you will pay the whole 550,000 without government support. But if you choose to be a government-sponsored student, the government will allow you to apply for scholarships and help using the tool of measurement, the tool that they use to measure your financial status. They will identify the band that you belong and award a certain amount to you as scholarship and as tuition loan, as well as upkeep. So for instance, a student who is very, very poor lies into category 1 of students. Those students are extremely poor. You will realize that out of 550,000, the students may end up paying around 40,000 per academic year. So the burden of 510,000, it is catered by the government. So the students end up paying around 40,000 or 30,000. Some other small courses like Bachelor of Education, which requires a student to pay 180,000, you will realize that the student will end up paying, even some students end up paying 4,000 per semester. That is 8,000 per academic year. So if you are government sponsored, the government will cater for your scholarship and help. And if you are doing, for instance, Bachelor of Education, the government, and you belong to category 1, of course, you may end up paying not more than 8,000 per academic year. But if you're going to be self-sponsored, if the fee for Bachelor of Education is 180,000, you'll have to pay the whole of it. Qualifications of being a government-sponsored student: you must have done your application through KUSSIPS, KUPS. You must have done your application through KUPS or KUSSIPS, and you must be placed by KUSSIPS, and you must apply for scholarships and loans. Remember, you may be placed by KUSSIPS and then fail to show interest in application of scholarships and loans. So you must show the interest that you still want to be government sponsored. So once you are placed by KUSSIPS, you're supposed to apply for scholarships and help. That comes after you've been placed. So once you do your application, just make sure that you wait till the application period comes for scholarship and help. then you apply, then you qualify to be a government-sponsored student. I said if you choose to be a self-sponsored student, nothing will be paid by government. You'll pay all the fee. So, for example, Bachelor of Computer Science, the fee is around 240,000 in most universities. So, if it is 240,000, if you apply as a self-sponsored, you'll pay the whole 240,000. If you apply as government-sponsored, it means the government may support you and maybe pay 20,000 per academic year, or 30,000 or 50,000, depending on the category or the band that you're going to be placed by the means of testing instrument done by held body when analyzing your applications for scholarships and help. If you do your diploma or certificate in university or private colleges, you're going to be self-sponsored. So kama wewe uko among wenye mlifanya application, ile application ilipita, and ulieka universities, your diploma in universities, once you are placed, whether you are placed by KUSSIPS or not, so long as you are doing your diploma in university or certificate in university or private colleges, you're going to be self-sponsored. Number 2, if you are going to be placed by KUSSIPS or you're going to take your degree course in a private university. Private university is like Mount Kenya University, ZTech University, Kabarak University. Those are examples of private universities, KCA. So if you are going to take your degree course in a private university, then you're going to be self-sponsored, whether umefanya application at KUSSIPS or not. So long as you're doing your degree course in private university, you're going to be self-sponsored. I think I've done clarification and a clear distinction between private, public universities, self and government sponsored. I want to take some few questions as we proceed. Someone is asking, so even if I enroll in a small university, comparing to someone who has joined a higher institution, will I have the same job opportunity as him or her? Yeah, I want to say that a university, sometimes it may determine the employment. But again, I was giving these distinctions because I said if you can qualify a big course in a small university, then go for it. Imagine if, for instance, you've done computer science in Tharaka Nithi University and you have a first class, another student goes to Kenyatta University and does the same course, that is computer science, na anapata second class lower. When you go to job market, they will consider you because you have the first class, regardless of the institution. Now the difference may arise if you both have first class. They will go to alternative B and C, the best university out of the two. Number 2, nowadays, what we look at, what employers look at, it is the competence and the skills that you are going to show. So, mtaenda pale utapewa interview, utaambiwa arrange this code, program this stuff for us to see whether you have some knowledge of computer science. So, regardless of the institution, so long as you have the skills in your hands, on your hands, then you're going to be picked. What nowadays people are looking, whatever the employers are looking nowadays, it is the competence and the skills. Not really the university, the grade that you've got. It is what you can do. What can you do? Given opportunity in our company, what can you do? That is the most important thing. So once you find that you can qualify in a small university for the best course, then go for that course. Usiangalie unaweza fit nursing kwa university kidogo, then uamue sitaenda kufanya nursing because it's a small university. Then you plan to go to take a small course like Bachelor of Arts in Kenyatta University, ama Egerton University, ama any other big university. That will be a poor decision. I think I've answered you. Can someone choose 2 medical courses? You can choose even, the maximum you can choose, it's 4 in your application, but you'll be placed in only 1 course. You cannot do 2 courses at a go. KUSSIPS will only call you to do only 1 course, unless you will enroll maybe in another university, but as a self-sponsored student. But KUSSIPS will only call you to do 1 course. I'm trying to check at questions. Mbona kuna wenye wako private na wanasema eti wanalipiwa na government? Hebu eleza hapo vizuri. Considering the new funding model, the new funding model captures students from 2023 up to date. So the students who are in their 4th years right now hawako kwa new funding model, wako kwa old funding model. The old funding model was supporting students fully, whether you are in private university or public university. So if they are in their 4th years, they are being supported by government fully, whether you are in private. But the new funding model, which came from 2023, all the 2023 students up to date, they are using the new funding model. The new funding model does not support students in private universities. Yes, they may allow you to apply for help. And let me tell you that help mostly huwa ikuji. Na ikikuja, inakuja upkeep peke yake. Na hiyo upkeep, it is a very small amount. For instance, you go to Mount Kenya University. Your degree course costs you 360,000. You apply for loan. You are only allowed to apply for loan, no scholarship. Hiyo loan ukiapply wanakuallocatea kitu kama 60,000. Hiyo pesa hata upewi, inaenda kwa shule direct. Na si guaranteed. In most cases, 90% of those students do not get that loan. And the 30% that get that loan wanapata a very small portion. So if you're supposed to pay 360,000, you end up paying the 300,000. Hiyo 60,000 ndio unalipiwa. So if kuna mtu ako kwa private na analipiwa, most probably is a 4th year or a 5th year or a 6th year using the old funding model. But the new funding model, which you are going to depend on, which came from 2023 up to date, does not support students in private universities. What about scholarship with? I'll talk about that. What does this Bachelor of Arts deal with? It sounds very bad because I've said once I give an example, I've not tried to mean that it's a bad course. I'm just comparing a student with A minus. Of course, a student with A minus, unless it is passion which is driving you, going to do Bachelor of Arts, it is not making sense since we have some best courses and better courses per that grade. But a student with C+, maybe Bachelor of Arts is the best course and that student has passion in that. So Bachelor of Arts, some students confuse, and I want to talk about this. Some students think that Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science is the same as Bachelor of Education Arts. There is a big difference. Ni wanafunzi wengi sana wanafanyanga application, wanaeka Bachelor of Arts, wakidhani wanaenda kusomea ualimu. But when they go there, they realize that Bachelor of Arts is not the same as Bachelor of Education Arts. Those are 2 different things. So once we are doing these stuffs, let's be very careful. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a mess. So for the degree applicants, let's be very cautious about it. And don't let yourself to fall into problems. If you don't know, consult. We are here to help. It's not a bad course. Once you want to know what course entails, because we cannot go through all the courses and share what they entail, but if you want to know what course entails, you can use Google or just make a call to me privately. I'll just give a free advice. In the application, how many universities are you going to choose, and can you be placed in university that you did not apply for? A very good question. When submitting your application, you put, I don't know whether I can, let me try to check whether this student, thank you. This student did an application. During application, this is the format that you are going to use. You're going to put number 1A. Nowadays, I don't know whether they are bringing number 1A and C. You're going to put your number 1A, a certain course in a certain university. For example, these students alieka number 1A, Bachelor of Pharmacy, number 1B, Bachelor of Pharmacy. Your number 1 A, B, C should be the same course in 3 different universities. For example, huyu mwanafunzi alieka Bachelor of Pharmacy as number 1, A, B, C, and then A akaka University of Nairobi, B akaka Kenyatta University, C this time hakukuwa na number 1C, but in your application itakuwa. So number 2 akaeka still Bachelor of Pharmacy. You can still repeat the same course that you've put in number 1 in a different university, or even choose another course from other field. So these students chose to put Bachelor of Pharmacy in KEMU. KEMU is Kenya Methodist University. I think it's a private university also. These students also decided to put number 3 option as Bachelor of Clinical Medicine, and akaiweka Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. So you can see number 1, 2, they are same courses. You can either choose same course or choose different courses, but number 1 A, B, C should be one course ama same course in 3 different universities. Sio lazima, for example, unapata kuna course yenye inakuwa offered in only one university. So if that course unataka kuiweka kama number 1 na iko kwa only one university, unaweka kwa number 1A peke yake, then you skip, you go to number 2. Huyu mwanafunzi akaweka number 4, Bachelor of Science in Clinical Medicine and Community Health, akaweka Mount Kenya University. In another application, he tried to put number 1A, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Computer Science. This student chose number 1 KU, number 1B akaweka JKUAT, the same course, number 1C akaweka the same course in Maseno University, number 2 akaweka Bachelor of Science. These are different courses from number 1 options. Akaweka number 2 as Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, University of Kabianga. Yeah. He chose number 3 as Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences and Technology in KC University. And then number 4, he chose Bachelor of Science in Health Records and Information Management in Kenyatta University. And you realize the students who was placed in his number 1 from the dashboard that we've checked. So you realize that number 1 ABC, you're supposed to put one course in 3 different universities. Of course, considering the cluster points. Usidanganye na mtu akwambie eti weka ile university yenye hujamit cluster points. Make sure all the universities that you've put in your application, you meet both the cluster points, the minimum subject requirements, and all the other factors, so as to to avoid missing the placement. Number 2, you can put the same course in number 1. You can put from number 1 to number 4 a same course in all different universities. You can also choose to put number 1 a different course, 2 different course, 3 different course, 4 different course. Kuna watu wanakuanga possessed kuenda a certain university. Unapata student anataka kwenda Garissa University. So hataki kuitwa university nyingine, anataka kwenda Garissa University. So huyo student anaamua ataweka all from number 1 to number 4 ataweka Garissa University but different courses. So anaweka number 1 medicine, number 2 anaweka education, number 3 anaweka pharmacy, number 4 anaweka kitu kama agricultural extensions. Zote anaweka Garissa University ndio akue sure that ataitwa that Garissa University. But again, cluster point must be considered. Hata ukiweka same university in all the choices, if you don't meet the cluster points, then utakuwa unafanya kazi ya bure. So just to make sure that you meet the cluster points in everything that you're going to put in your application, and make sure that whatever you put in your application, once for instance, kuna watu anaweka number 1, 2, 3 some good courses, and then unapata student ameweka number 4 ka course kenye akataki, and then you fail to be placed in those first 3 na kuja kuitwa kwa hiyo 4. So in your application, make sure whatever you put in your application, be either number 1 or number 4, kuwa sure ukiitwa in either of those choices, then you will go to do comfortably. The same student pia ameuliza if you can be placed in university that you've not applied. When you're submitting your application, there is a pop-up message that comes and asks you if you don't qualify in the choices that you've made, kama ungetaka kukua placed in any other institution or any other university, you either tick yes or no. If you tick no, if you don't qualify, you cannot be placed in any other course or any other university. If you tick yes and you fail to qualify in the choices that you've made during application, they can place you in a course or university that you've not chosen. So the answer to that question is no, you cannot be placed in a university that you've not applied unless you give them permission to do that. And the permission you're going to give them during the application period. They are going to ask you whether you'd like to be placed in any other institution unless you don't qualify for the ones that you've applied for. So you are the one to give them permission. Some of you rush to Cybers to do application. They will not tell you. They just end up not giving you the choice. Don't know why my laptop has switched off. So you realize that you have given them permission to place you in any other course, which is not advisable. Once you are doing application, tell them that you don't want to be placed in any other institution once you miss the placement. But a good application will guarantee you, of course, placement. So do not guess the application. Just make sure that you submit a good application for you not to fall into second revision. I want to talk about the placement cycle, what happens during the placement. But before then, I want to collect the questions. So I'm just trying to turn off my computer. I mean to turn on my computer. Ilikuwa ime switch off. Kindly bear with me. I'm trying to turn on my PC. So I think the student mwenye ameuliza about if you can be placed in any other university, I think nimemjibu. Unless we give them the permission to place you in any other university, then they cannot place you. Unless you tell them that you want to be placed in any other university, if you don't qualify for the ones that you've applied for, then I don't think they can place you in any other institution. So when submitting application, make sure you answer that question correctly according to your interest. If you feel like you want to be placed in any other institution, but I usually say tick no to be on a safe ground, because when you miss placement and I'm trying to log in back because my PC had logged out. So I want to log in back. Yeah. Yes. So I want to continue taking the questions. Their second year actually, not fourth year. I think that is a very big lie. Government cannot support you in a private university. Government cannot support you in a private university. They will only allow you to apply for help. And that help will not be as much. Actually, it cannot even cover half of the fee. If the fee is 360,000, I know the highest they can give you is 60,000. So be ready to pay the remaining 300,000. Na unajua, students are being told the fact, but they collect information from unverified people who maybe they want. Unajua, I had a student last year who was lied by a friend. Hawa watu mnawaita wapoa. Mpoa akakudanganya akakwambia mahali niko Zitech, nilikuwa placed by KUSSIPS na nalipiangwa fee. So msichana akadanganywa pia akaapply hapo, akaenda hapo. Kufika hapo akapata things are not as she was told. Now suffering ikaenda kwake. So once you are told ama you collect any data from anyone, just make sure that you verify the information. Government cannot support you in a private university. It will never support you. It will never give you scholarship. It will only allow you to apply for the loans. And that loans, it is not a guarantee. Actually, most students in those private universities will not get the help. And if they'll get, it will not even help them because it may cover even a quarter of the fee. So if you're paying 240,000 as your fee, they may pay around 60,000. It means that you'll pay around 180,000 and above as your fee. So just be ready to pay all the fee if you want to go to private university. Unajua sasa nitakwambia, lakini kuna mwenye amekudanganya maybe. What is the lowest? And maybe they are second year. Okay, anaweza kuwa kwa second year. For example, if the students applied back in 2022 na akakosa kwenda shule, akafanya deferment, hata akienda saa hii atatumia the odd funding model because aliapply KUSSIPS akiwa kwa odd funding model. So kindly investigate the student whether alifanya KCSE ama alifanya application yake during the guaranteed time ama alivukisha miaka, because inaweza kuwa ulifanya during the odd funding model na akajoin last year, you will still fall under the odd funding model. But for a new funding model, if you do your degree in private university, you will not be government sponsored. I proceed with the questions. What is the lowest MNS that can do surgery? Medicine and surgery 80 points and above. Your 79 will not help you. Your 78 will not help you. If you want to do medicine and surgery, you have 80 points and above. And I'm not even sure because the last time I checked, 80 points could do medicine and surgery in small universities. But I don't know about last year or your case. Maybe an 80 cannot do, but a year back or 2 years back, 80 points could do, but 79 cannot do medicine and surgery for the degree, unless you want to be self-sponsored student. For those who are late to apply for KMTC, what can be done? You can either text me, we'll see whether we can do a late application. You submit your application as a late applicant, or you can wait for the September intake application, which will be around July, August. Yeah, that is for the September intake. So it's your decision. When part of M-Pesa are you supposed to send to KUSSIPS? When part, the question is just funny because I cannot understand. When part, if you are asking about the amount will be, ukikuja hapa kwa application, I think the instructions are very clear. Let me try to check. Let me try to check whether the amount is narrated. And the application fee for KUSSIPS inakwanga 1,500 in most courses, unless there is a special. They've not highlighted right here, but the application fee inakwanga 1,500. It is paid to eCitizen, as you can see. It is paid to eCitizen direct to KUSSIPS accounts. It's not paid to phone numbers and personal numbers. It is paid to eCitizen. It is 1,500 shillings, unless it's a special case. Another question. How do you know the cluster points? That is the thing that I'm going to discuss as I finish up. So just stay in the meeting. I will address that. Can someone be called university aja place aja choose? I think I've answered that, unless now you have joined recently. Nimejibu hii swali. Does cluster points in Bachelor of Education calculate according to subjects that I do? I'll discuss about cluster points, but cluster points are calculated depending on the cluster subject combination. For example, if you are doing, for the students who are doing, who are using AI to calculate cluster points, others are using some links which are shared in funny groups. Other students are using I don't know, some formulas given in some funny groups. Just wait for all the KUSSIPS to do the calculations for you. Those cluster points zitakuwa calculated for you na zitawekwa kwa portal freely. So do not keep on torturing yourself trying to calculate the cluster points. They will be done for you. Your work is just to do the comparison between the cluster points and the cutoffs of different institutions. So mambo ya kushinda ukijicalculatea ama ukitumia mtu 200 ya kucalculatea cluster points, that is just scams. So do not fall into that. Does employers care whether you are government sponsored or private? No. The employers will not ask. They will just want to see the degree, ama the diploma, ama the certificate. They will not care whether you are government or self-sponsored. So if kwenu mko na pesa na unaona the cluster points may hinder you from doing a big course, then just go to do your course as a self-sponsored student. Usianze kusumbuana na watu kuapply KUSSIPS. You can just text me, we submit a self-sponsored application. The employers will not bother whether you are self or government sponsored. For the degree application, how long will it last? Maybe that is what I'm going to explain. But no one knows the exact time when the degree applications will be opened. So we keep waiting for the portal to be opened. Just continue preparing as we wait. But I think the month of April, everything will be sorted. After the current application yenye ni ya utalii college ikiisha hapo, I think they will open the portal for application. So just keep calm as you wait. I will explain the placement process right after reading these messages. Can you change the university if you are placed where you don't want? Yeah. As you can see, kwa hii tab kuna kitu inaitwa transfer deadline. Kuna time inakujanga ya deadline ya transfer. Maybe you are placed in university that huku unajua, maybe you did an application and then you came to realize that certain combination for the teachers, it's not in a certain institution and you want to do the transfer. There is always a window which is opened for the transfers. You can transfer the institution, and at the same time when transferring the institutions, you can also transfer the course. So, but I don't anticipate for that. I don't encourage students to depend on transfers. Just submit a good application. For you not to fall into such, just submit a good application. Usitake kukua subjected to transfers, but the transfer period of course inakuanga available. The next question, between passion and money, what should one consider when choosing a course? I was supposed to start with this, but because a student ameuliza, let me just address it. When choosing your career, or when choosing the path to follow, rely mostly on your passion, not money. I will encourage students, rely on what you like most. Do not be forced by your parents to do a certain course. You'll be the one in those lecture halls ama classrooms. If your parents forces you to do a mathematics related course because they've seen ama they want maybe so our parents sometimes they failed to meet the qualification for a certain course. Maybe parent alikuwa anataka kufanya architecture and then he could not manage, and now he start forcing his son ama his daughter to do the same course that they did not manage. Anakuforce kufanya architecture which requires computations, which requires drawings and architectural designs, and you know very well you are weak, you cannot draw. You know very well that you don't like drawing. You know very well that mathematics is not your passion. Atakuforce uta-apply, and because you qualify utaenda shule. But when you go to those classrooms, you are going to suffer for the next 5 years or 4 years. So once you choose what you are passionate. When passion meets a good cause, then money will just come because you'll be doing the best out of your field. If you are interested in agricultural courses, check the best agricultural course, take that course. If you think that you're a good teacher, if your passion is all about teaching, check the best teaching course, take that course. Also considering the cluster points and the requirements. If you think that I'm a good journalism, regardless of how people talk ama brand the journalism course, najua watu wanapenda kusema hiyo journalism haina kazi, even including me. But if you are very passionate, you are talkative, and you think that this thing I can do it, when I compare myself with those current journalists and media people, I think I can do better than them, then go for that course. But sasa usianze kusema uko na passion. Unajua pia students are very funny. Unaona students wanasema niko na passion, yet mtu hata hawezi communicate mbele ya camera na unasema uko na passion ya journalism. And you know very well that nowadays even these radio stations and TV stations, they are picking even comedians. Yeah, they are looking at how famous you are, how skillful you are, how eloquent you are, how attractive you are in terms of speech and that comedian nature. So if you know that unapeleka hapo na masomo na grade ya constant, isikupeleke kwa course. Serve your interest first. Serve your interest first. Again, your interest may not allow you to. Kuna mtu kuna interest ya kufanya medicine courses, but amepata a C+. So napata ile medicine course ana qualify ya degree ni kitu kama health records, sijui community health, sijui public health. If you're not really confined into that medicine course, and you can maybe choose another course from a different field, which is better. Imagine nashangaanga students wakisukumania kufanya medicine courses as if the president of Kenya did medicine and surgery, as if the best men and women in this country did medicine. It does not guarantee you kukua na pesa if you do a medicine course. I've said nowadays we are looking at skills and competence. If you're not competent enough, hata ukua umefanya course gani kubwa aje, it will not help you. I will always anticipate students take the course that you are passionate with. If your parents are forcing you to do course that you feel, personally, my passion was to do pharmacy. That was my passion. I was very much passionate when it came to pharmacy, and no one could even advise me to take another course apart from pharmacy. But now my grade could not give me that pharmacy. I had to shift that mentality and maneuver through the other fields and try to fetch a course that I can develop a passion. Hata kama I'm not feeling like I had to, because now the requirements sijafika. And sitatoka na my B+ niende nikafanya ka diploma, nianze kushindana na watu wenye wako na C+ and above. I will not do that. So I had to choose another course. And I'm just doing good in life. Not because of pharmacy, but another course that I did. So do not confine yourself. Unaonanga student nataka nasi na nataka nasi na nataka nasi. Na see all the Kenyans who are successful did nasi. Last time I did a comparison, a very straightforward comparison about nurses. We have 72 universities, and all those 72 universities, they give out, each university may give 50 nurses graduating every year. So that is 350 nurses. Same to KMTCs. KMTCs are more than 100. Each KMTC tuseme ipeane 20 students wenye wamefanya nursing. That is diploma. Those are 200. And 20 who have done certificate. Those are 200. So we have 400 from KMTC and we have 350 from degree. That is almost 500. That is almost 700 students graduating every year with bachelor's degree in nursing. Let's even reduce it to 300. Let's say the number of nurses graduating every year, they are 300 nurses. Just to be genuine, just tell me how many hospitals in Kenya are going to employ the 300 nurses that have graduated. And the next year, or the following year, another group of 300 plus will still graduate. Do you think that it is reasonable to continue forcing yourself into a certain course just because you think that this is the best course? If you don't qualify for a certain course, seek advice. Try to create interest in other fields. You don't qualify. Yeah, you cannot qualify. And it's life. Even me, I wanted to do pharmacy. And hata mzazi angeniambia eti enda ukafanya hii because my passion was not in that field. But I had to shift to another course because nitafanya nini na sija qualify. Unaona mtu amepata as B na because mathematics yake iko juu, iko chini, anajitafutia kufanya nursing. To an extent anaenda kufanya ka certificate ya nursing with a good grade like B because anataka kufanya nursing. Umepata B na umeanguka mathematics. You cannot qualify for degree, you cannot qualify for diploma. Unaona akienda kufanya ka certificate, heti juu anataka kufanya nursing with a good grade like B. Unaenda kufanya ka nursing, ka certificate. Na si eti ni pesa mingi utalipwa hiyo certificate. Actually hata ungeenda kufanya education ulipwe 35,000 kama mwalimu wa BOM. Kuliko kuenda kufanya ka certificate, uzunguke ukitafuta kazi. Ama uanze kuextend ufanye diploma, sijui ndio ufanye degree. Let's just be reasonable when trying to fetch. Serve your interest. If your interest does not commit to your grade, seek. Try to shift your mindset to another course. All the courses are good. So long as you develop interest and you do your best, you equip yourself with skills. The best thing is what distinguishes you from the other students. If you are journalism, what is that special that you have when you compare yourself with other students? If you are medic, what do you offer best as compared to other students? If you are accountant, what skills do you have distinct from the other students? If you are architecture, what best can you give? What best can you draw? What best can you offer when you compare with other students? Hiyo ndio itakutafutia kazi, but not really the marketability that students talk about. I want to do quantity surveying because it is a marketable course. And again, do not choose a course because you think iko na jina kubwa. Sijui geospatial na geomatics engineering, sijui petroleum engineering, sijui aerospace. You just pick in course because you feel like it has a beautiful name, a big name. Ask yourself, where am I going to work? Am I passionate about that? How many people, how many jobs? When you're choosing course, especially my students who come from ample backgrounds, your parents are depending on you. So choose a course which will give you a fast employment, not a huge amount of. Kuna courses mzuri sana kama law. Law is a very beautiful course. But now you will sit down and wait until you become an advocate and be taken. Ulipwe pesa yenye ina. Of course, when you qualify to be a lawyer, utalipwa pesa mingi. But it will take time. So for a student mwenye ametoka from ample background, haezi depend law kumpatia pesa asaidie wazazi na ajisaidie. You'll seek a course which will guarantee you an immediate job, regardless of the payment. Because mtu amefanya business administration, hata akitoka atapewa kazi supermarket na atafanya. Yes, atalipwa ka 30,000. Lakini atakaa sana kama hajapata kazi. Lakini mtu amefanya law, ni sawa atakuja kulipa 200,000 plus ama something of that sort. But atakaa nje sana. So even as you choose course, try to check, mimi nimetoka wapi? If you come from ample background, do not compare yourself with people who come from well-off families. Mtu mwenye anaambiwa ndo ukasome, tukutafutia kazi. Choose a course which is going to give you an immediate employment. Actually, I usually say, ukiwa unafanya education, huwezi kosa kazi. Hata kama utaajiriwa kama BOM, utapata kazi. Yes, utalipa 30,000. Yes, utalipa 25. It's a very small salary. Yes, but hautamaliza more than 2 months hapo nje kama hujapata kazi. Unlike mtu mwenye amefanya a very big course like an architecture. But before someone trusts you akupee building, umchoree. It will take time. It will need you to connect with different real estates and different companies, at least ndio uonekane, ndio kazi yako ionekane. You are not just picked from university upewe kazi. Who will trust you? Nitakutrust kweli? Just take for example, mimi nataka kujenga. Kama nataka kujenga, do you think I'm just going to pick a student mwenye alitoka last year akuje kunichorea nyumba? How can I trust him? Nitaenda niangalie nyumba in a certain city like Nairobi, niulize mwenyewe, hii nyumba yako ulichorewa na, because I can see that it was well built and I can trust the person who drew and whatever, who did architectural designs and engineers who did that work. But sasa sitakuja kukuchukua eti juu ulitoka university juzi. How can I trust you in my work? So try to think beyond before you make a decision on the course. If you're finding it difficult to think, just call us. We usually offer guidance freely to all students. Once you call us, we'll help you. Not just make decision blindly. Consider a lot of factors when doing your application. Back to questions. Which part of M-Pesa message are you supposed to pay? Sorry, which part of... Kindly come up again. I'm not getting you. Maybe someone to expound on that. Which part of M-Pesa statement? Which part of M-Pesa message are you supposed to pay? I'm not getting you. I attained an A- of 78 points. Can I do medicine as a self-sponsored even though I didn't meet the minimum subject requirements for chemistry B since I have B-? You must meet all the minimum subject requirements. Whether you are self-sponsored or you are government-sponsored, you must meet the minimum subject requirements. The only excuse ni cluster points. Maybe your 78 points cannot do medicine and surgery if ungekuwa umemeet hiyo chemistry. Bado haungeweza kufanya medicine and surgery because of the cluster points. But ungekuwa umemeet, private universities ama self-sponsorship will not look at the cluster points. They will look only the minimum subject requirements. If you don't meet one of the subjects, then you cannot qualify for that course. Na ukiingia na milango ya nyuma, utakuja hata kutolewa class. So just make sure that you meet the minimum subject requirements. Yeah. To send, I cannot. Is the eCitizen account used for the students of... Is the eCitizen account used for the students or the parent? Used in what? I don't know what you're trying to mean. Kindly come up, kindly. I'm also thinking of financial independence early. Which courses currently offer the fastest and most reliable path to earning after graduation, especially in Kenya? Now, that again will depend on your passion. So, share your passion. Sasa, we have a lot of courses. We have 20 clusters and there is a lot of courses which can give an immediate employment. So, at least share your passion to make the work easier. Is the eCitizen account used for the students? Is the eCitizen account used for the... Kindly explain that statement. Question, which courses are marketable right after campus? I don't answer questions to deal with marketability of courses. I've said the most important thing is how you are going to equip yourself. The skills, the competence, whatever is going to make difference between you and the other students. Hiyo ndio itadetermine your employment ama the fast ama the speed of your employment. So wewe wacha kuconcentrate na marketable course. Concentrate on how you are going to equip yourself, how you are going to make sure that you are different from other students. Hiyo ndio itakusaidia. Just make sure that you are different when you compare with the other students. Trying to check. Another question. Kindly tell us the phone number we should use to call you for guidance. The same phone number in my WhatsApp, it's still on. You can make a call. You can also make a WhatsApp call. It is easy for you to make a WhatsApp call. It will be a better way to do. I'm using different numbers. I have more than 10 groups, 10 channels. So definitely the numbers may be different. So just make a WhatsApp call or call the number that you usually text me with. They are always on. To pay for application, whose eCitizen account is used? Anyone can pay. You are paying from M-Pesa to government eCitizen accounts. You are not paying from your eCitizen. You are paying from your M-Pesa to eCitizen. So your eCitizen or your parents' eCitizen is not a determinant. You are paying money from your M-Pesa to government eCitizen's account. So your eCitizen is not required. My passion is computer science because I like using computer. Where will I get employed after my studies? Now, I've said the best research is Google, but it depends on the area of specialization on the computer. You can decide to do database, data science. You can decide to do cybersecurity. You can decide to do IT. You can decide to do mathematics and computer science. You can decide to do computer science. You can decide to do networking. So it depends on the area of specialization. The area of specialization will give you the way, the places that you're going to work. But basically, whatever computer is, you can work there. You can work in financial institutions as ICT manager. You can work in banks as cyber security personnel. You can work in any part, even in hospitals, where management of computers. You can do even software engineering and manage softwares in any company. So it depends on your area of specialization. Can I defer for 2 years and come back to continue? You can even defer for 10 years and still go to your institution. So long as you do deferment, then everything will be good. Can you be placed with KUSIPs you want to do bridging? Once you do bridging, KUSIPs will not allow you to apply. You will apply as a self-sponsored student. You cannot do bridging through KUSIPs. Bridging is usually done in KMTCs and mostly private universities. You go, you enroll the subject you want to bridge, but you don't apply for bridging through KUSIPs. Does the government offer sponsorship in medical lab in degree when you have B or you join KMTC with the diploma? What is the difference between university and KMTC? KMTCs offer diploma courses. Universities will offer degree courses. I don't think with B plane you can qualify for degree. I don't think you will not qualify for medical lab with B plane. Personally, I had 72 points and it was not easy even to get medical lab. So I don't think with your B you can manage. With the experience that I have last year, from the last 5 years, your B cannot give you a degree in medical lab unless you are self-sponsored. Yes, I think those are the questions. I want to talk about, before I go to cluster points issues, I want us to talk about the placement. We have first, second, and third revision for degree courses. For example, the application that you are waiting for, it's the main application. You will do that application. They will give you around 21 days for you to submit that application. Mostly, they will give 21 days. Mostly, they will give 21 days. After that, they will close the portal. They will analyze your applications and they will place students. After placing students, they will notify all the students who did application. They will notify them whether they are placed or not. If you are not placed, they will open the second revision, the second phase of application, for you to do your revision, for you to reapply. These reapplication is only for students who did not qualify during the first application. Tukifanya the first application, you'll get notified that you are placed or not. Hautaambiwa ile university ama ile course yenye umeitwa. Utaambiwa tu you are placed or you are not placed. So if you are placed, you will wait for the placement results. If you are not placed, you will enter into second revision. Second revision haina courses mingi. Utapata iko na very small courses. So usitake kuingia kwa second revision. So second revision itakuwa na very, very limited courses. So do not even think of getting into second revision. So for those who do not qualify during the first placement, they will enter into second revision. When they enter into second revision, they'll be forced to apply the remaining courses because nazo hazitakuwa mingi, zitakuwa kidogo sana. So wataambiwa wa apply tena and itakuwa around 7 to 14 days. It depends. Every year, different timeline. So I'm at different dates. I'm at different period of application. So 7 to 14 days. So after that 14 days, the portal will close again. Do analysis of the people who did application. During the second revision, when you were placed plus students who did not apply during the first revision will be allowed to apply, to reapply. Now, watafunga portal, they will analyze the submitted applications. Still, some students will miss placement even during the second revision. They will be notified that you are not placed and they will be subjected into third revision. Now, the third revision hasa hapo hata courses hazikuangi. Vitu zinakuanga zimebaki ni tu sijui Bachelor of Anthropology, sijui Bachelor of sijui nini, just some small courses ndo zinakuanga zimebaki. So you will redo your application again. And I think by this time now, if you still don't qualify, they will have to place you in any other course and by any other university, because now you cannot try first application, try second application, try third application. And it happens even A material. Unajua my beautiful students, my handsome students wenye wamepata grade B+, A- and A constant. Those are the most affected students because number one, walisomea Mangu, Kapsabet, Kenya High, Alliance. Yeah, those big schools. And they usually think that they are intellectually privileged. They usually think, huwa hata wananisikiza wanasema hata hiyo Kiingereza yako unaongea hiyo ndo nilikuwa nikiongea nilikuwa form 1. They usually think that they are too wise, that they can handle the applications very well and submit. But that is where now they get to know that this application requires experience, not really being intellectually privileged. Being educated. They fall into second revision and third revision. I actually get a lot of cases of students ignoring, doing first application, anakosa, anaenda second revision, anakosa, anaenda third revision, anakosa. It is very possible with your A- and A constant and B+. It is very possible. If you choose to ignore, it is very possible. So do not attempt to do what you don't know. If you don't know, leave it. If you don't know, tell someone to do it for you. If you don't know, consult. Don't think that you are wise. Don't think that you know if you don't know. You may know how to compare the cluster points, but we have a lot of factors to check when doing application. It is not only checking the cluster points, then boom. We have a lot of students with 83 points na waneka KU. Wana qualify mpaka cluster points, but their spaces zinaisha hapo KU. You have to be very logical when doing these applications. So first revision, if you do your application well, hata utaanguka kwa hizo second revision, sijui third revision, you'll just be well off. So just be very cautious when doing your application so that you don't fall into second and third revisions, because hapo utapata courses. Imagine in the field of medicine, vitu zitakuwa zimebaki ni public health, health records, health systems, pharmacy, clinical, nursing, medicine and surgery zitakuwa zimeisha. Na kama zitakuwa zimebaki tu private universities peke yake, of which now utakuwa umeendea option ya kuwa self-sponsored. So be very cautious. I think that is once the third revision imeisha, now the portal officially closes, analysis is done, and the placement results are out. Huwa zinaannouncewa. The CS anasimama and announce the results. You are able to know where you are placed and the course that you are supposed to go and do. Now, from that kickoff of scholarships and helps zinaanza huko later, you are still given permission to do transfers. Maybe transfers zinafungulianga in around 14 days for those students who are placed in courses that they don't want to go and do. Wanafanya transfers. Scholarships zinafunguliwa later, help zinafunguliwa later, students wanafanya applications. So that is the order of events. So we have a very long way to go. My KMTC students, nimeona hiyo swali mara mingi nikiulizwa results zetu tutapata lini. If you did your application, ile application ilipita, just be patient. Your application is being processed na results zitakuja tu very soon. Let me try to check some questions. Does the university you attend really affect your job? I think I've answered this. So I don't know. Maybe after this you can go through the video, because I'll still leave it in the channel. And before I proceed, if you've not subscribed to the channel, I think you can see the subscription button. Just subscribe the channel and promote the owner of the channel. I'm just using this channel for the purpose of education matters. The channel do not belong to me, so kindly subscribe the channel and make sure that you promote the one of the channel. What factors could contribute to someone missing the placement? The factors that contribute one missing the placement. Number one, it's majorly the cluster points, the cutoffs. Number two, it is the limited spaces in different institutions. Number three, it's wrong application. Some people even, unapata mtu ameweka courses kwa basket, then anafikiria amefanya application. Tuko na groups zingine niliona zinatuma links kwa hizo groups such that you fill the forms, sijui una fill form, sijui unalipa service fee, then you wait to be called. Kindly, and this is the only portal that you're supposed to do your application in. Hizo vitu zingine ni takataka, hizo vitu zingine ni vitu za watu za kutafuta pesa. So this is the only official portal that you're supposed to submit your application. This is the only portal that you're supposed to use to submit your application. Beyond this, ujue ni mtu anatafuta tu pesa. So tusichanganywe. So mostly ni cluster points and the spaces and wrong application, mishandling of your application. Is it true that people don't graduate in some institutions? Now, your graduation will depend on, I don't know, you're asking basis of what. And I failed to say this when it comes to institutions. Kindly investigate the behavior of the institution that you want to go. Some institutions have frequent strikes such that ukiingia hiyo shule, strikes zitakuhit every academic year. Utakaa university, a course that should take 4 years, unajipata unaenda mpaka 6-7 years because of frequent strikes. So investigate. Because of public and securities, I cannot say such universities in this video, but take investigations. Try to check the university that you want to go, the chances the cases of strikes and the reading criteria of those universities. Usikimbililia tu kuweka a certain university. Usikimbilia tu kuweka a certain university without knowledge of how that university takes the education matters. Be very cautious. You may go to school and even fail. Again, ukienda shule, watu wanadhaningi ukienda university hakuna kusoma. Utasoma na utafanya cards na utafanya exams. If you don't concentrate with your academics, you will fail. Na utakaa tu university. You can go to university and fail to graduate. Reason being, you hausomi. Usiposoma unapewa supplementary exams, unapewa retakes. You find yourself in a mess. So, hakuna masomo imeisha. It is even tougher. So, you think umepumzika? It's just the freedom ya kukaa vile unataka, ya kuenda class time unataka, ya kusoma time unataka, ya kutumia simu unlike secondary schools. But when it comes to kusoma, masomo, exams, that is normal. You will go to classes, you will do exams. Papers will be marked normally by lecturers. You will get your results. So, masomo usidhani haiko. Ukienda kucheza, you will not graduate. For students who want to manage expenses well, which universities would you recommend that are in affordable areas but still have strong program courses like engineering courses? Yeah, nimesema kama you come from ample background. Kindly do your research. Angalia ile university haina maisha ya juu. Karatina University, Kenyatta University, of course, universities which are not within main cities, lifestyle itakuwa chini. That is what I can say generally. If the university haiko kwa main cities, because university yenye iko kwa CBD Nairobi, huwezi expect ikuwe na lifestyle iko chini, but university kuko kwa vichaka, lifestyle tutakuwa kuko Kisii, mandizi ziko huko za bure, ziko kwa mashamba za watu. So like you try to investigate the university that you are going. Try to call someone who is in that university. Try to see the lifestyle. Usiende tu university. If kwenu hamna pesa, usijaribu kuenda kwa university zenye unajua hizi zitaku drain when it comes to finances. What careers are oversaturated now in Kenya? I don't answer that question of marketability, saturated and all. Actually, kila course hii iko na watu wengi. Students are overgraduating, not like before. Students wamepita, mnapita watu wengi exam. So, kila course iko na watu. But I've said the main thing, just make yourself different from other students. Be competent. Be different from other students. Just make sure that you're different from other students. Distinct yourself. Equip yourself with skills such that ukiangaliwa utaonekana you have something different. If you are unaona mtu amefanya computer science na ametoka university na hawezi hata tengeneza simple app like a calculator. Hawezi tengeneza simple website. Yeye tunataka uende upate kazi. With your first class even in University of Nairobi na hiyo computer science yako, hautasaidika. Employers need skills. They want to see whether you can do programming. They want to see whether you can do something tangible. So they will give you that computer and tell you, this code has some errors. This program, someone has tried to hack this system. Try to show us where the problem is and how you can curb this hacking. How you can defend this loophole from cyber crimes and cyber attackers. So if you're going to do that, whether you have a first class in the very best university, University of Nairobi, ama Kenyatta University, hutakosa tu kazi. So make sure that you equip yourself with the necessary skills. Usiende kulala shule. Equip yourself. Make yourself distinct. I also feel sleepy. To stay ahead of competition, what specific skills, certification, or experience should I start building immediately once I join, especially for engineering courses? In case during the application time I am not very sure how to do the application well, can you apply for me? Yeah. So, if you're not sure with what you are doing, we are always open. For the diploma students, even after, let me try to check. For instance, if you can check, we can show you. We've done application for the last 5 years. As you can see, these are details for students. All these, they are details for students. They are just saved in our hands because nikishafanyia students sasa hata simkumbukangi. So definitely all these details ni students wamepitia kwa mikono yetu. And this is my one email. We have some other emails. So we usually do application for students. Tunawasaidia they do application, and whole application that we do, it's just a guaranteed. It's a direct placement. So just expect to be placed once we do the application for you. If you feel you do not know what you're supposed to do, instead of you risking, just reach out. who will do the application for you. Because once you make a mistake, it will hit you up. This is future. This is your future. I want to see whether I can talk about briefly on the cluster points before I end the meeting, because I think time is far much gone. I want to see whether we have some other questions before I tackle the issue of cluster points, or I make a different meeting tomorrow for the cluster points. I don't know. Maybe I can see your suggestions in the chat box. Can I briefly talk? Because now if I will talk about them, I'll just talk about the cluster points in the next 10 minutes. It will be very briefly, and it's something that requires around an hour to discuss about it. So should I talk about it right now, or should I organize a different meeting to only talk about the cluster points? I want to see your suggestions. What if you do education Bachelor of Science? Does you have advantages that one would do? Of course, education science is better than education arts. But if you want to do education, try to check zile combinations zenye hazina watu wengi. You can also opt to do education special needs or education library science. It gives you an opportunity to teach special needs students as well as normal students, as well as students without disabilities. If you do library science, you can be a teacher as well, you can be a librarian. So try to check something which is distinct from others. Usiende tu kufanya education hivyo. And if you want to do education arts, because I know mostly education science inataka mathematics, and I know some of the students may not qualify. If you do education arts, try to check the combination which are at least good. We have some combinations zenye hazinanga walimu wengi, and some mtu amefanya French, you've done a technical subject which hainanga watu wengi, try to include in your education. Thank you so much for walking us through this journey. May you be abundantly blessed. Amen. And God also bless you, even as you prepare in your higher learning. I also wish you the best. If you had a B+ today, which courses would you choose and why? I think this is what we've been talking all through. Why you should choose a course. And again, I've provided, kuna students wenye wako lazy. In our channels, we've provided these PDFs, zenye ziko na requirements, the subject and all that. And in case you are facing any problem, this is what I've been said. In case you are finding it difficult to choose a course, make a call to us. We are here to help and support students. Just make a call to us. We will help you. If one has a B-, can you still accepted in KMTC? This is a problem that came from last year, but one. KMTC is made for diploma and certificate students. So if you have a C+ and above, you can qualify for a degree course. So wewe ukiapply KMTC, ujue they will first consider students who are C constant and below, because KMTC is designed for diploma and certificate courses. So kama uko na grade ya kwenda university na ujisikii kwenda university, they will first consider students wenye hawana option nyingine. Wewe uko na option ya kwenda university. They will first look at the students wenye hawana option nyingine, place them first. Now ukikubakia slots, they will look at you. So wewe kama uko na grade ya kwenda university na ujisikii kwenda university, because maybe you want to do a medicine course, I'm pretty sure they will first look at students wenye wako na hawana option nyingine, and those are the C constant, C- students. Then kukibakia spaces, they will pick you. Now, does the private university have sponsorship of government? No, that is what I've been answering. No, no sponsorship. Make a difference meeting, please. It's good. Tomorrow can do. Cluster point next time, please. No, don't brief tomorrow. Different, organize different meeting, which courses look good on paper but disappoint in real life. Yeah, nimewambia not choose a course juu unasikia inaitwa sijui geospatial and geomatic engineering, sijui like, do not choose a course because of the name. You have all the time to check whether a course is good or not. So wewe usijaribu kufanya tu course juu unaona ikuwa na jina mzuri. Try to do some investigation and Google about that course. Try to see where people work, try to see how people work, and try to see the benefit of that course. If you find it difficult, reach out. For the small group that asked me to show how you're supposed to log into a portal, when you just type KUSSIPS in your whatever, you just type KUSSIPS, sorry. When you try to type KUSSIPS and you search, you Google search, the first option, the student login, when you click it, it will take to this tab. The first part is the username part. You will just fill in your KCSE index number together with code. For instance, you can use 18, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, 3, 1, 1. And you can put your KCSE year, which is 2025. It's your KCSE year, not the current year. Watu wengine wanaweka 2026. It is your KCSE year. Then password, you can either use your KCP index number together with the school code as well as your birth certificate number. For instance, I will put 79H2 like that. Either just whatever you're going to put. So that one I think is very clear. So thank you very much for attending the meeting. May God bless you. We meet at the time that I will organize the meeting for the cluster point issues. Have a blessed night.